the Shannon Sharpe case settlement. We have thoughts. So, Tony Buzbee, you know, we've been talking about Tony Buzbee quite a bit as of lately. He was involved in the suit against Jay-Z and Diddy. He also has several accusers that have civil suits against Diddy. We know that he represented several women. The word several keeps coming up, if you notice, with Tony. Women that were accusing NFL player Deshaun Watson of inappropriate things during massages, and the list goes on and on. So this young lady that Shannon Sharpe was involved with, he met at the gym out here in Southern California. She claimed that their relationship turned dark and that there were some things that happened that were inappropriate and that he assaulted her, basically choked her. They leaked some audio of her saying, "I don't like to be choked like that. Could you stop?" Again, they were in a consensual relationship, right? And she was much, much, much younger than Shannon, right? And a lot of people said Shannon should have known better than to be playing with that young girl like that out there doing the type of things that he wanted to do. But some suspect that maybe, the older women weren't into the same shenanigans that Shannon was, or at least he wasn't coming across the ones that were. I don't know. But a settlement has been reached, right? He announced it, but he, being Buzbee, announced it today. And the case was settled and will be dismissed with prejudice, as was about to be mentioned in the chat. And that means the accuser can't refile later, right? Whatever she took, she took. And he also said the process was protracted and respectful with all matters addressed satisfactorily, right? There were no criminal charges filed. This case was filed in Las Vegas. Sharpe has we know he canceled the nightcap tour that he and Chad Ochocinco Johnson were supposed to embark on this summer. He may or may not have lost a couple of sponsors or may have just been put on hold. And he was not on air with ESPN for the remainder of the time, which may or may not be a big deal if you consider we were outside of football season, right? I mean, Shannon talks about everything, of course, but again, we know that 2024 was the year of Club Shay Shay. We don't hear much about Club Shay Shay anymore.
It's still popping, though.
It's still popping, but not like it was, where every week it was like, boom, Shannon dropped some information. Oh, my God. Boom, a new interview with Shannon and who? There was going to be clips everywhere. Haven't felt that kind of energy.
I'm with you on that, but I've seen a couple of his most recent interviews, and they're still getting million views.
No. I'm not saying that. Right, but Shannon was doing epic numbers. He was on a run.
For sure, absolutely.
Right. So now I wonder, because NFL training camp opens in about a week, I think, week and a half. It's time for the season to kind of get back in gear, right? We'll be preseason games, Hall of Fame game comes late next month? Mm-hmm. So I wonder what's going to happen with ESPN. Is it going to be back business as usual?
I think so. If anything, they'll be smart because ain't nobody watching First Take right now with Stephen A. on vacation. Shout out to Monica McNutt. She been doing her Thug Thizzle, holding it down as a host, and other folks. But we need some personality. And considering the fact that, you got rid of, in my opinion, it was some decent shows on Fox Sports 1. I feel like the sports media platform, network, industry, or whatnot, they need something injected in them as far as a significant personality. I mean, outside of Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe.
I agree. Well, here's some tea about Fox Sports, what could be coming, right? Some of the things that they're considering. We know that Max Kellerman's name is out there buzzing around. And he made the suggestion that they should go get RG3 for football season. Well, one of the options is licensing some other programming. What type of program, you ask? Taking the Pat McAfee model and licensing some podcasts and using that to fill up their morning hours. So allegedly, they are talking with Barstool Sports. There's several podcasts that are over there, sports themed. And there is also talk of All the Smoke being licensed and brought over there for the morning hours. I think it's a little late for all of those moves. I mean, but they have to do something, right? So I'm curious to see what it will be. It was just a year ago when they announced this reconfigured lineup, and now it's already poof gone. So we'll see what happens. As far as Shannon, I don't even want to position it as I've hoped he's learned a lesson.
I hope he did. I say,
but he did. But I do. I mean, because it's like on one hand, what you do in the privacy of your bedroom is your business, and with whom, right? But I just hope that he's moving a little smarter. That's all.
I think if he's not looking to settle down, he's not looking at somebody in his age range. Everything that he needs to do moving forward just needs to be a transaction, and that is it. Anything further than a transaction, you stepping into some fire.
I mean, but if you make it just a transaction, right, then you could potentially end up in a Diddy twist.
I mean, not in that regard. Not in that regard. Go ahead, call up. I mean, you can call up whoever, go online, do what you need to do, and then that's it. I don't think you need to fly people over. You don't need to have multiple people. You don't need to be watching nothing. You don't need no baby oil. You need to turn your Instagram live off. You know what I mean? Make the transaction pop, do what you do, and then be gone. Don't be dealing with them outside of that. Because I think that's where, things get a little messy.
I agree, but we'll have to see. Let's see. Fahima says, why don't these people settle their cases prior to it going public? If they are going to settle, just do so pre-scandal. I think a lot of that is ego. I think it's a double-edged sword because let's be absolutely clear, and I'm not talking about Shannon or other people. There are people that have paid settlements, amounts of money. You think about this. Think about how many paid payoffs essentially we heard about in the Diddy trial, right? There's Carrie Morgan, that was Cassie's best friend. Capricorn got some money. There was someone else that worked for him that got some money. It happens all the time. But the other side of that, the other problem with that is if you were constantly paying people for demanding stuff, and some of it may have been consensual, some of it may have been questionable, some of them you were dead wrong and you need to pay them every dime. At some point you're going to end up broke. So really the answer is stop doing foul stuff. But sometimes it's a matter of, was it foul at the time or is it foul now that I no longer have a use for you? So I think it's really, really a hard thing. It's easy to say, right, when we don't have the financial resources to say, I'll just pay off all my problems, and also don't have the specter hanging over our heads of somebody's going to expose me. Because look at what's happening right now with the astronomer guy, the CEO. Andy, what were you about to say?
I was going to say that's Anthony Edwards.
Oh, right. Anthony Edwards is dealing with many, and it's his fault because all he had to do was act like he was a winner and protect himself, right? Because at this point, I feel like, and this goes for any rapper, any athlete, any public, and I'm going to say women too, but men particularly, because they seem to have so much issues with women are gold diggers. They want me. They just want to use me. Y'all don't act like it when you don't protect your little swimmers. You act like you don't think highly of yourself. You don't value yourself and all of the things that you say you are.
Look, I'm going to just say this, just like Common said, right? I forgot the name of the song. No, I used to love her. I get geek when you come around. We don't know how to act sometimes.
I guess, but you know how to not call them back. I'm telling you, a little kindness sometimes, a little sweetness in those texts might help you out. I'm just saying.